Now let's take a look at the controls and gauges on your boat. Located in the aft seating area on your boat, on the starboard side, is the main battery switch. The main battery controls the engine starting circuitry and all the DC accessories on your boat. It needs to be turned on. Now let's go take a look at the helm. Located on the port side of the dash is the engine blower switch. Be sure to operate the blower at least 3 to 5 minutes before starting your engine. The ignition key starts and stops the engine. After starting your engine, you'll hear an audible alarm. This indicates either high temperature or low oil pressure. Naturally, since your engine hasn't been running, you will have low oil pressure.
On the starboard side of the dash, you'll find the red button for the horn. Be sure that it is in working order per Coast Guard regulations. There's a 12-volt accessory plug for charging a cell phone. Above and starboard, you'll find the toggle switches. Each of these toggle switches illuminates to indicate that switch is turned on. The navigation and anchor lights are on a dual mode switch. Port is the navigation lights. Center is off. And putting it on the starboard side operates your anchor light. This is the manual electric bilge pump. Manual is port and starboard is off. It has an automatic switch that functions all of the time. The automatic float switch is located next to the bilge pump in the engine room. This is the accessory switch. Starboard turns on the depth indicator, and port turns on optional accessories you have chosen. Center is off. The last toggle switch operates the courtesy lights that illuminate the bow and cockpit areas. These indirect lights allow light in the cockpit and bow without affecting your night vision. If you have the porta potty option, the courtesy light switch needs to be on for the headlight to operate. There are pop-out breakers for every system. Typically, the breaker closest to the switch operates that switch or accessory it is next to. Switches that operate two systems will have two breakers. If one of them pops out, then push it back in. If it pops out again, that indicates there is a problem, and you may need to have that system repaired. If something doesn't work, check these first. Below the toggle switches is a remote for the Clarion stereo system. The master system is over on the port side of the cockpit, either mounted or inside the glove compartment. We have a chapter on operating your stereo system later in this DVD. This is the engine safety switch attached to a lanyard. Here is the throttle shift control that includes the trim for the stern drive. There are several positions for the trim. You want the trim all the way up when you are ready to trailer the boat. Normally, it is all the way down. If you are towing a skier, the trim will be down so that you can get on plane faster. Then you'll trim it up. You will need to trim for load or sea conditions. There's a button in the center of the control and a release lever underneath the handle that have to be pressed simultaneously so the engine can be fast idled without engaging in gear. When you bring the lever back, it will snap into gear and into throttle. Under the throttle shift lever is the docking light switch.
When you're first out on your boat, you should make a mental note of the position of these gauges. If you notice a change in the position of these gauges, you could have a problem.
This is your engine temperature gauge. Then the voltmeter. This monitors the voltage in your battery. Check this to see if your alternator is charging. On the center port side is the indicator for miles per hour. Top center is the trim indicator to indicate the trim location of the stern drive, whether it is in the up or the down position. Then below that is the digital depth indicator, which is operated from the accessory switch. On the starboard side of the dash is the engine RPM indicator. Check your owner's manual for normal operating RPMs for your specific engine. On the top starboard side, you'll find the fuel gauge. Below that is the oil pressure gauge. Again, check the owner's manual for your normal operating PSI.
This boat is equipped with a tilt steering wheel. The adjustment lever is on the bottom of the steering column. Also, there should be a throwable device somewhere around the helm area, because chances are the person driving the boat is also going to be throwing the device. The helm seat has 3 positions. Under the seat on the port side is a lever that when pushed down allows the seat to move forward and aft. Behind that is another lever that when is in the down position allows the seat to then swivel. When the lever is pulled up, the seat can lock into place. There is a knob on the front part of the seat pedestal which will adjust the tension on that swivel of the seat. Also, both helm seats will flip up and they become leaning posts.